Have you ever been around someone that really, you're just like, man, I feel really good when I'm around this person. I feel content and at ease and almost a harmonious, like, relaxation that I can just be me and just I don't have to act like or let my ego pretend that I'm someone I'm not. I don't have to make up things or pump myself up to this person like, look at me, look at me, look at what I, hopefully you've had an experience where you've been around someone that just seemed so calm and surreal and like they had everything going and they were just relaxed and calm and easygoing and understanding and knowledgeable and they just always knew the right thing to say. It's a skill. I found this out through all of my studying. In the beginning, I was very upset because when I was starting to learn about gratitude, all of my experiences in my childhood and my young adult life were not pleasing. I had children, I got married, I had a good job, like I had good experiences. But outside of that, lack and limitation, right? Worry, doubt, fear, low self-esteem. Like I had all of these things attached to me. And I'm reading these books and they're saying, yeah, you got to have gratitude. Gratitude's the, you know, when you if you can be grateful, more things to be will come to you to be grateful for. And it's like I couldn't think of things and attach a massive feeling to it, simple things to be grateful for. And it wasn't until about 2 years into my journey where I really started to get upset because I was like, I've spent so much of my life fixating on all the things I don't have that I think if I had would make me feel the way I want to feel, that I don't know how to have gratitude for the little things that I take for granted. I don't know if you've had any of these awakenings or any of these epiphanies where you're just like, dude, how did I not understand that? Right? And you beat yourself up and you're like, dude, I'm such an idiot. I've had all of this amazingness in my life that I've taken for granted because I'm so fixated on everything that I don't have. And I've attached a feeling to those things that if I had them, I would feel like the person that I want to feel like. Like it's the biggest trap that we've been programmed into, and it's frustrating. So today I really want to break down gratitude. What I want to really talk about is how our experiences, and for me personally, I came to the awareness that I was looking into the future at all the things I thought I needed to accomplish to make me feel good in the present moment right now. And the problem with that is that future is never going to come because all I'm doing is worrying. I'm not creating anything other than more worry. And so I had to break it down to the super, super simple and start writing down 5 things every day and forcing myself to start to feel good about these basic things that I just took for granted because I was so fixated on I need to have this, this, and this to really feel like a good, successful person. And so when I created my journal, I believe we need to be writing out 5 things to be grateful for every day. And I think we really need to take time doing that and really feel grateful for those things. And so in the beginning, it was difficult for me and it was frustrating. And so if you can relate to that, what I recommend is you write out 10 or 15 things that you take for granted every day, that when you really stop and think about them and write them out, they make you feel good. Right? You might be a good looking person that's never had a problem getting a date, or you might have a really good physique and you can eat whatever you want and never gain weight. And, you know, that could be something. Or you could have a really nice car and a great job, or a beautiful house, or an amazing wife who loves you that, you know, you take for granted, or you just don't really think about it because you're so focused on these other things that you don't have, or your kids are healthy and beautiful and kind and giving, and or you're super giving, or you have really good friendships and you have easy conversation with people and you attract good people into your life. Right? I would find 10 or 15 of these things and I would write them out every day. The same thing even. Right? And really start to see how lucky you really are. And then every day, on top of that, I would write out 5 things to be grateful for. Right? You know, an easy one is I woke up today. I mean, there's a million people in the world that don't wake up every day. Right? So we can be grateful that we woke up. We could be grateful that we have fresh air to breathe, good water to drink. Like, right, there's people in the world that don't have any of that. Your health, just find 5 things to really be grateful and really take the time to really feel good about them. For me in the beginning, I had to close my eyes. I couldn't do it with my eyes open. My mind would be wandering off on, other things. So I really had to take the time to just close my eyes and think about things and then write it out. And then close my mind and think about something and then write it out. Right? And you're using repetition every day and you're changing that habit. You're creating a future you that is full of gratitude. Right? And it's the repetition of doing it over an extended period of time that changes you. Eventually, you don't feel right if you don't do your gratitude list in the morning. Right? If your alarm didn't go off, I mean, at least for me, if my alarm doesn't go off, I still do my gratitude. If my house was on fire, I'm doing my gratitude. If I leave my house and I didn't do my gratitude, I am off all day. I notice it big time. I don't feel right. Something's off, right? It's my gratitude. It really sets me it primes me to be in a wonderful, giving, emotional, loving, kind state. So when you're starting something new, I'm obsessed with habits because I believe personally for me, we can create all the habits that we need to be the most productive, the most wealthy, the most loving, the most kind, whatever it is you want. Right? Because everything that we are trying to create takes action steps to get there. It takes the thinking, it takes the feeling, and it takes that action step. But once you understand, if you can make an automatic habit to do those 3 steps unconsciously towards what you're trying to create, now you're not using a bunch of bandwidth to try to create what you're trying to create. In the beginning, you are. You're forcing yourself to see the picture. You're trying to live in the end. You're trying to attach an emotional feeling to something. And for me, I can attach a huge emotional feeling to negative experiences in my life because that was most of my experiences. I could see my car breaking down and feel an emotional attachment to it because it had happened so many times. I could feel an emotional attachment to getting in an argument with a coworker because it happened all the time. All of these negative experiences, when that's the only experiences you really have and focus on, obviously you have good things that are going on, obviously, but we just take it for granted and we don't think and take a snapshot of that in our mind to really think about. We focus on all of the things that aren't working out, and we can attach emotional feelings to it. And our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between good, bad, right, or wrong. It knows if you think about something or say something enough times with feeling, good or bad. They did a huge study years ago on criminals. And when somebody first becomes a thief, they're probably doing it because somebody they're around in their environment is a thief. And so they start doing those actions with this other person. And then it turns into a habit and a belief that they steal. Now they're doing it unconsciously because it's part of their habitual habit. And so what happens is when they get caught and they go to jail, instead of trying to figure out a way to not be a thief, they will find the other thieves in jail and they will all network on how to not get caught next time. So then they get released, nothing changed. They are going to be out on the prowl that same night. I hope that was a good enough analogy for you to really understand what's really going on. If I told you a lie and I sold it to you, and you just believed me, right? If you study any sort of scientific study, right? They always have to back it up with a placebo. Any kind of medical anything. And the placebo will win every time. Because the person taking the sugar pill versus the person taking insulin, it's the belief. If the doctor came in and had his name tag on and he told this person, this is the brand new wonder pill that cures cancer, this is world renowned, I just happened to stumble upon a couple of pills, it only takes 2 to cure your cancer, you are the most lucky person in the world, and he really sold it, that person would take those 2 pills unconsciously. They would believe so much that their body would cure that cancer. I know you might not believe that. I promise you, if you start testing me and start looking at these scientific studies, this is what's going on. So if I was to tell you a lie and make you believe that it was the truth, and you told yourself it over and over and over and over, it is your truth now. Even if somebody was telling you, no, that's a lie, look, and they were showing you data that proved that that was a lie, you would argue for a while. Then you would come to the realization, oh man, I thought that that was the truth, right? That's what's going on with us, right? When you really break it down, most of our beliefs aren't true. But there are beliefs. So to us, they're the truth. Right? So I'm not trying to get off topic, but I really want you guys to understand how important beliefs are. So I don't want you to skip over gratitude, because it's really easy to want to just do the 2 or 3 things that you think, I just need to think a little bit better, and I just need to feel a little bit better, and I just need to be a little bit more happy. And then you overlook all of the beginning and all of the foundational things that you really need if you're going to create anything. Right? You have to figure this gratitude thing out, I believe. If you want to be happy, healthy, and wealthy, and loving, and kind, and understanding, and giving, I believe you have to have gratitude. You can become wealthy and be an ass, right? Money's amoral. It's not good or bad. It's what we do with it that makes it good or bad. If you get hyper focused on just money, a lot of people do this. They get hyper focused on just money. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about a good marriage or a relationship or knowing their children or hanging out with family members or anything, having a friend. All they care about is money. They'll generate some money, I promise you. I've seen it a lot. I've studied a lot of successful people. Right? And there's the ones that aren't very successful in my mind because they just have lots of money and they're unhappy. Right? So you really need to be careful what you're fixated on. Right? I believe we should be well-rounded. I think we need the 4 pillars. I really don't think that we should just fixate on one thing. So for me, the gratitude aspect really makes you a kind, giving, considerate, understanding. When somebody does something that you don't like, you can have compassion. If somebody's going through a hard time, you have empathy. You feel for them. Right? So please take your time. I really think it's important to really work on having gratitude and understanding gratitude and making it a habit that you do every day, is working on being grateful for things. Like I said, please write down 5 things every day that you're grateful for. And please write down 10 to 15 things that you take for granted every day. We need to change our thinking, I believe. Right? And once you start to change your thinking and you start to see all of these things that you take for granted, you start to feel a lot better about yourself. You're not focused on the things that you think you need to have. You're focused on the things that you already have. And you can start to see, hey, things do work out for me. Maybe not all the time right now, but eventually they're going to. And here's the proof. So keep smiling. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, DM. If you want one-on-one, if you want more of an explanation, whatever you need, I'm here. Right? The end of the year's coming. 2025 is coming. I don't want to scare you, but there's going to be a major shift in the market. We can all capitalize on this, but we need to get our finances right. We need to get our thinking right. We need to get ourselves in order to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are going to present themselves. And I know a lot of people are going to get crushed and hurt and lose their jobs and lose their house. AI is coming. There's people going to college right now spending $100,000, but by the time they graduate, that job's not even going to be around anymore. AI is going to dominate all of the little things in life. So I have a lot of ideas and opportunities. If you're wondering about finances, or you're wondering about what job you should do or what career you should look into, DM me. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.